Hi, I'm Jason, and this is my presentation on the book The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. So, let's talk socialism. Now, socialism is the key role that we see throughout the whole entirety of the book. It's a theme that keeps on repeating itself, and the reason that is because during the Industrial Revolution, was a time of poverty, bad working conditions, unfair pay, child labor, and dangerous stuff. The Industrial Revolution was a time primarily for growth because it taught America everything that went wrong and what we should do to get back on the right track. And like themes like for socialism we see is when Upton Sinclair, he was a muckraker, so he went and uncovered the meat packaging industry and uncovered it for all its glory and how it's so awful, and they're poisoning us, basically just throwing whatever they want into the meat and packaging it for distribution. See, stuff like that and the working conditions that were awful and child labor, it prompted everyone to want a change. Thus, a thing for socialism was made. So within a social and justice and all that stuff going on around this time period, we also see some character development play into this through Jurgis and Ona, two characters. Jurgis is a Lithuanian immigrant who came into America with his wife in search of the American dream. So obviously, being a Lithuanian immigrant, same for him and his wife, they're obviously kind of going to be hated by some of the American people, being as a lot of the Americans back then believed that the Lithuanians were no good because they were stealing all the jobs and they were just making everything harder. And that created not so much dispute, but a little bit of a problem between the immigrants and the Americans. And that didn't really settle down. We still see that played throughout today. But for character development, Jurgis starts out as a man with the American dream to succeed and achieve success in whatever possible ways he can, only to be shut down by how hard America is during this time. And Ona, his wife, she seems sweet and innocent in the beginning, and then come later into the book, I believe she ties into an unconsensual sexual act and basically had an affair, and that prompted Jurgis to kind of not act violently but act the way he did. So we see character development vary in a lot of different ways. People change throughout the book, and they usually end up changing for the better, trying to do stuff for themselves and trying to accomplish things and get things back on the right track, even though things don't really get back on the right track. Like I said, socialism, the theme. People need to work together to get rid of this capitalist society, to make sure that there's actually room for a change.